Howdy friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about whether herbs actually work or not. If you're new to my channel, or you've just subscribed or just happened upon or stumbled upon this video, hi, my name is Corinne. I am a clinically trained herbalist and herbal teacher working out of Kawartha Lakes, Ontario, Canada. That's actually why I pronounce the H in herbs. I have a whole video on that, but it's because I'm Canadian, eh? And I just wanted to introduce myself. Here on my channel, I talk a lot about natural health, empowering yourself to be a more vibrant, healthier version of yourself than you are today. My family and I grow most of our own medicines. We are also attempting homesteaders. I certainly don't want to say we're experts, but we grow a lot of our own food. We have chickens. I cook from scratch. And so if that's the kind of thing that gets you excited, then I hope you stick around, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. It's a sad, gloomy, and rainy kind of day here in Kawartha Lakes, Ontario. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity for me to actually prep my seed garlic, which I don't have in the ground yet, obviously. So I'm just going to kind of putter away here while we have a bit of a chat. You don't plant, if you're new to seed garlic, I do have some videos, so I can post that on how to plant it. But I basically just want to break apart all the cloves individually while still keeping the paper intact so we can get them into the ground. But I wanted to talk to you about one of a commonly held misconception that plants don't work. So as medicine, right? I hear this a lot. I'll have people come to me and be like, oh, well, I tried herbs for my blood pressure and it just didn't work. So herbs don't work. Okay. Let me paint you a picture. Let's say you hired a plumber to come over because, I don't know, maybe your toilet's leaking or it's running. We just had that happen. Our toilet was running constantly and we were we can't seem to figure out what the problem is. So we hired a plumber. So while the plumber is here, I want you to imagine that I then went up to him and was like, hey, hi there. So I've got this light that keeps flickering. Do you mind taking a look at that? And then I was like, yeah, I think there's a crack in my foundation. Do you mind checking that out? Now, as humans, we would never do that, would we? Because his area of expertise is plumbing. And I'm not going to expect my plumber to know how to do electrical work or deal with the foundation of my house. And even if he had been like, sure, I'll take a look at those things, I probably would have been disappointed with the results, wouldn't I? And that's because I had unrealistic expectations going into this particular energetic exchange. In this case, I'm going to give him money so my toilet will stop running. And I've now asked him to work outside of his scope, his area of knowledge and where he operates from. And it's interesting how most humans, let me know in the comments, most humans would probably sort of laugh at what I just said and be like, yeah, I wouldn't expect my plumber to know how to do electrical work or fix the foundation of my house or deal with that crack in my driveway or. Yet, we have that expectation with herbs all the time. Okay, side note, look how gibungous these individual cloves are. I'm going to have massive bulbs next year. This is great. Although I am struggling not to peel some of them. It happens. So anyway, let's go back to our friend who tried herbs for their blood pressure, okay? Hypertension. And it didn't work. The question I want to ask is, what expectations do you have? Do maybe I have? Or did that fictitious blood pressure person have when they went into a relationship with plants? And I want to bet you that most people who go into a new relationship with botanical medicine, working with herbs, you're excited, maybe I don't have to be on meds for the rest of my life. They go in with the expectation that herbs are going to work like meds. And my friend, if you go in with that expectation, you are going to be just as disappointed in the plumber that couldn't fix your flickering light or the crack in your foundation, because they don't work like that. It's out of their scope of practice. Herbs will never work like pharmaceutical medications. And let's be honest, if that's actually what we wanted, then may I be so blunt as to say, then why don't you just stay on your meds then? And I don't begrudge anyone their choices, okay? I've talked about this time and time again in my videos, and I want to make this very clear and well known that I don't care what you choose, right? We live in a world where we have that opportunity. And if you want to go on medication because that's what most aligns with your health goals, then do that. That's awesome. But if you don't want to and you're seeking alternatives, one of the first ways that we can avoid failure is by not setting our plant allies up for failure in the first place. Still working away on my garlic here. Do you guys grow enough garlic that you have seed garlic every year? It's not something we've managed to figure out. I actually go through a lot of garlic every year. Big garlic fan. And so I order seed garlic every year. I tend to stick with the variety music. We grow about 8 pounds a year, and that will do us for the fresh garlic we need, what I need for my canning recipes, and also for making garlic powder. Just curious. So anyway, back to pharmaceuticals versus herbs. I want to just talk a couple ways about how they're different. So it just gets your wheels spinning and gets you thinking about your health journey a little bit differently than maybe you have been doing previously. So pharmaceutical medications tend to be a little bit more forceful in the body. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you have, I'm going to keep going back to high blood pressure. Let's just do that one because it's an easy one and maybe it is applicable to you. We could also talk about medications for diabetes. We could talk about medications for anxiety. There's so many, right? Sedatives, all this kind of stuff. If you are taking a pill, I can't get this one apart, to reduce your blood pressure, normally what it does, if you get the right dose, is it reduces your blood pressure. It comes into your body. Now, it doesn't actually, this is something that you need to be aware of, it doesn't actually reduce your blood pressure, because if you went off of it, your blood pressure would go back up. Right? So it doesn't fix the condition. It doesn't heal it. It doesn't permanently reduce your blood pressure. But the med is designed to shift that symptom in your body. And so it tends to come in, again, a little bit more forcefully and pushes the body in one direction or another. Sedatives are like this too, right? They cause you to go to sleep. Hypotensive herbs, on the other hand, aren't, well, not even just hypotensive herbs. All herbs are gentler in their actions. They're more tonic. One, they take time to build up into the system, so they're not going to work immediately unless it's a really powerful herb. And once we start getting into those more powerful herbs, they start behaving more like medications and therefore also have side effects just like medications do. So that's something to be aware of, right? Are there really super powerful herbs out there? They are. But just like meds, you have to navigate symptoms and side effects, right? But herbs tend to be gentler. I like to think of them as the friend that walks beside you as you embark on a new health journey. And so their mechanisms are a little slower. They tend to shift things more gently, nudging the body in one direction or another, but not forcefully pushing the body in one direction or another. And so because they're gentler, because they're more supportive, because they're more tonic, because they're more like a friend that holds your hand as you walk the path to wellness, they're not going to have that same effect as a medication. Let's go back again. We're going to talk about high blood pressure. It is possible for you not to exercise, not to change your stress and sleep patterns, not to change a single thing you eat, and your high blood pressure medication will still work. Now, chances are you're going to need higher doses as time goes on. That's something to consider too. But herbs are going to work better if you walk the journey along with them. So that's something else, a nuance that we have to think about too. So I think the main driving fact that I really want to leave you with is that if you expect your plant medicine to work like a pharmaceutical medication, you're going to be very disappointed, and you're going to leave with the incorrect belief that herbs don't work. Because they do work. They work exactly like they're supposed to. They just didn't work like how you wanted them to or expected them to. And that is something that I think will create more success in your health journey, is by actually like mediating your expectations a little bit, and asking yourself whether or not you're ready to embark on a natural health journey. Because substituting herbs for medications probably isn't going to work for you. You can try it, and if it has worked for you, like, cool. Let me know in the comments if that has successfully worked with you without changing anything else, including mindset. But yeah, this is something I see and I hear a lot of, and I just really wanted to touch on it because I think it does the whole world a disservice if we expect our plumbers to be electricians and our electricians to be foundation experts and our lawyers to be doctors and our our accountants, to be, architects, right? We don't have those expectations for any other field. So let's not have it for herbal medicine. Now, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, aha moments that you want to share in the comments, I encourage that. I would love to hear it, actually. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe. Get on my email list because I share a lot over there, and it's the best way for us to keep in touch. And I don't bombard you with emails like all the time. I'm too busy. I mean, look at all the garlic I have to deal with. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, this is Corinne from Spiraea Herbs. I'm wishing you vibrancy, health, wellness, and I'll see you in the next video.